It is difficult to diagnose a patient who is comatose. Is he in a vegetative state or is he minimally conscious? The label matters, but according to a new study, doctors get it wrong 40% of the time, which can have dire consequences. NJN News health and medical correspondent Sarah Lee Kessler has that story.
There you go. There. You got to keep your head like that. You can't.
45-year-old Scott Kniff is in what doctors consider a minimally conscious state. The former New York City police sergeant suffered a traumatic brain injury 12 years ago after being struck by a drunk driver. He's being treated at JFK Johnson Rehabilitation Institute in Edison.
Where's the smile? Where's the smile?
Scott's mother, Marie, says it's a devastating diagnosis.
It's like having a new baby. As much as, you lose him at 33, but like you said, he's still here. I'm not going to a cemetery.
In large part, that's because Scott's neurologist got the diagnosis right. Yet a Belgian study published recently says that as many as 40% of coma patients are diagnosed as vegetative, when in fact, like Scott Kniff, they're not. They're in a minimally conscious state.
There we go. Yep. You recognize that guy, huh? Excellent.
Neuropsychologist Dr. Joseph Giacchino was on the team that authored the study. Dr. Carolyn Schnakers was the lead author.
In fact, this patient were able to, for instance, follow a person moving in a room, or they were able to respond to a verbal order. Like, if I ask them to shake my hand, they will shake my hand.
Why do doctors get it wrong so often? It's because coma diagnosis is not an exact science.
So minute to minute, a patient may present one way and then look different the next minute.
When it comes to coma, labels matter. It could mean the difference between a patient being transferred to a rehab facility like this one, or a family being forced to make an end-of-life decision in a hospital trauma unit.
There's more of an inclination to withdraw care sometimes if it's a vegetative state versus a minimally conscious state, because in vegetative state there's no conscious awareness. So we better get it right.
Scott, look at the cup. Look right at the cup.
Dr. Giacchino says Scott Kniff is a good example of the difficulty examiners encounter.
So when I was holding up objects and telling him to do something, which relies on his ability to comprehend the instructions, he didn't follow those instructions. He also didn't blink to a threat that was presented toward his eyes. But what was clear and convincing was that when he was shown the mirror, his eyes fixated on his own reflection, and as I moved the mirror, his eyes followed the movement of the mirror. In an unconscious state, that will not happen.
Dr. Giacchino is, in fact, the author of the widely used JFK Coma Recovery Scale. It features 20 clinical tests designed to assess consciousness. He says objective criteria like these are important in determining the true status of a patient like Scott Kniff. Sarah Lee Kessler, NJN News, Edison.